Namaskar. Welcome to the KTHM College Nasik and welcome back again to the lecture series of Mathematical Methods in Physics. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the power, roots and logarithm of complex number, as well as we solved the problems related to it. Also, we have seen the trigonometric, exponential and hyperbolic functions of complex number. And we have solved some important identities also. You can go through our last lecture series. Today we are going to talk about our last topic of this complex number is the applications of complex number. So in physics we already studied circular motion. Like in our universe or in our solar system, all the planets they are revolving, although they are revolving in elliptical orbit, but they have curve motion around the sun. In smaller scale, we can see the electrons, they are revolving in circular motion around the nucleus. In general life, if a car takes a turn along the curve motion, so we already studied the curve motion. How complex number is necessary or how complex number is used to find out the curve motion, to study the curve motion. So to study the curve motion, in curve motion, a car is taking turn, although its speed is constant, but its velocity is continuously changing. And it's shown the presence of acceleration. And we called it as a centripetal acceleration. So centripetal force experienced by a rotating object. So in curve motion, radial component and transfer component are important. So with the help of complex number, we can find out the radial component and transverse component of velocity and acceleration. If we plot the graph of time versus velocity, if a car is moving in a straight line with constant velocity, so we can plot the graph in such kind of way. But if we know that if car is moving along the curve motion, its velocity is not constant, although its speed is constant. So therefore, the velocity and time graph might be something like that. However it is, because the velocity is not constant here, it is continuously changing with the time. And if P is the position of the car which is in curve motion, so we need to find out its radial component and its transverse component, because in circular motion, a body which is rotating, if a particle which is rotating in circular motion, it acquires centripetal force which is inward direction, and due to the centripetal force it acquires continuously rotational motion or circular motion. So its velocity is not constant, and this velocity having two components, one is transfer component, because particle or body which is continuously transfer along this component, and the radial component here. So Vr and V theta, because r and theta both are the function of time in circular motion. They are continuously changing. But it is very complicated to find out the radial component and transfer component of the moving object along the curve motion, because we don't know the exact position of the object here. So if we take this presentation and put it on the complex plane, this is the complex plane, and here we have an imaginary axis and real axis. If we take this representation and put it on complex plane, so we'll something like that. So at the point P is the position of the object which is moving along the curve motion, and P is the point here in complex plane, we know that it represents the complex number z. So we know that the exact location, we can find out the exact location of the particle, which is our car or object, whatever it is, which is moving along the curve motion in a complex plane. So if P is the position of a particle or object which is moving along the curve motion at point P, so suppose Z is a complex number and P is at point Z is equal to x plus Iy, or we can write Z is equal to R e raised to I theta, right? If you want to find out the velocity, so we differentiate this z with respect to t, so dz by dt, because in this z r is the function of t, because r is also changing with respect to time, and e raised to I theta is also the function of t, right? So we can find out v by differentiating z with respect to t. So first differentiate r, so dr by dt, keep e raised to I theta as it is, plus r as it is, and e raised to differentiate with respect to t, e raised to I theta. Okay, simple. So here r dot we can write, r dot means e raised dr by dt, it is differentiation with respect to time, e raised to I theta, plus, now differentiate this term, so we have r I, and differentiation of e raised to I theta is e raised to I theta, so theta dot and e raised to I theta. Make it clear, check it out. So therefore this is the radial component, and this I and the remaining terms is transverse component. Similarly, if we have velocity component, so if we differentiate with respect to time, so you will get the acceleration here, and here this is the radial component and this is the transverse component. You just simply differentiate with respect to time. Here r and theta both are the function of time, so if you differentiate it, you will get this final one. So you can try it at home. Now let's solve some problems associated with the complex number. So I categorize the methods or the types of the problems, so we'll go through it. So first category is to determination of x and y terms. Okay, so first problem we'll take. So if x plus iy is equal to 3 plus 2i and 5 minus 3i. So very simple, whenever we face such kind of problems, use a rationalization method. First find out x and y. So therefore 3 plus 2i upon 5 minus 3i into, rationalization method means simply multiplied and divide by the denominator complex conjugate of denominator term. Okay, so here denominator 5 and complex conjugate is plus 3i. Remember, only iota term will change the sign here in the complex conjugate, and the remaining as it is, divide by 5 plus 3i. So you can just do the simply multiplication, this term multiply by this term, and similarly here also. Okay, so we can multiply here 15, yes, plus 9i plus 10i Here I into I square, and I square is minus 1. So minus 6 divide by. Similarly 25 plus 59 minus 59. Now here I into I square minus 9, but already minus sign here, so plus 9. So we will have the answer 9 plus 19I upon 34. Okay, so you can write x is equal to this term 9 by 34, and what is y? A component of I, 19 by 34. So y is equal to 19 by 34. If x plus iy is given by 1 plus I upon 1 minus I raised to 4, find x and y. So whenever we face such kind of problems, I told you 1 plus I upon 1 minus I, just multiply its complex conjugate. So 1 plus I and 1 plus I. Now you can do the simply multiplication. So the answer is 2I upon 2. So the answer is I. Okay. But we just solved this term. Here raised to power 4 we want to find out. Okay. So what is x here? X is equal to 0, and what is y? Y is equal to 1. Okay, so we know that how to determine the power of any complex number. First, transfer this complex number Cartesian coordinates into exponential form. So we need r is equal to x square plus y square. Okay, so r is equal to 1. We just simply put the value of x and y. What is theta? Tan inverse of y upon x. Okay, tan inverse. What is y? 1 by 0 infinity. What is tan inverse of infinity? Theta is equal to pi by 2. So you will get r and theta. Just rewrite r 1 e raised to I pi by 2. Alright. Now we can find out the power of the given complex number. We just transfer this x and y form of complex number into exponential form. So we have a power raised to 4 here. So z is equal to, again we can write e raised to I. Just simply multiply this power. I 4 pi by 2. So I 2 pi. Now z is equal to cos 2 pi plus I sin 2 pi. Sin 2 pi sin n pi is 0. So cos 2 pi is 1. So z is equal to 1. Here also we can solve, right? Raised to 4. So I raised to 4. I into I into I into I. So I square into I square. Minus 1 into minus 1. 1. So the answer is 1. You can do it by this method also or this method also. Very simple. Now the next category is to determine the modulus and argument of the complex number. Means mod z and theta, right? For example, if you have z is equal to 3 plus 2i and 3 minus 2i. So find out its argument and modulus. So modulus we can find out under root x square plus y square. And theta we know how to find out, tan inverse of y by x. So for that we must to find out x and y by using this term. And we know that whenever you have given such kind of problems, just simply rationalization it. 3 plus 2i upon 3 minus 2i, multiply by its complex conjugate, 3 plus 2i upon 3 plus 2i. If you do this multiplication, try it at home. So you will get the answer 5u plus 12i upon 13. Okay, so x is equal to, here we can write x is equal to 5 by 13 and y is equal to 12 by 13. So you can find out mod z is equal to under root x square plus y square. So you will get, if you multiply, if you just put it the value 5 by 13 square plus 12 by 13 square, do it at home. So the answer is 1. So mod z is equal to 1. You can find out theta also. Theta is equal to tan inverse of y by x. So what is the value of y? Tan inverse of y is 12 by 13. Divide by 5 by 13. So we can multiply by 13 by 5. So 13 get cancelled and tan inverse of 12 by 5 is the answer. No need to find out this value. Keep it as it is. You will get the correct mark. Now the next category is to determine the power of complex number. We already solved the problem about the power, how to determine the power of any complex number. But here one problem, power of complex number, determination of power. Okay, so the problem is 1 by 2 plus I root 3 by 2 raised to power 6 minus 1 by 2 minus I root 3 by 2 raised to power 6. You can try it. So whenever you want to find out the power of any given complex number, just first transfer it into exponential form. So for that we need to find out r and theta. So let's take this term and then after that we'll take this term. So first find out r is equal to under root x square plus y square. What is the value of x here? 1 by 2. What is the value of y? Root 3 by 2. Just simply put it here. So you will get 1 by 2 bracket square plus root 3 by 2 bracket square. And I think its answer is r is equal to, yes, under root 1 by 4 plus 3 by 4. So 4 by 4 is the answer is 1. So r is equal to 1. Now we can find out theta also. Theta is equal to tan inverse y. Y is root 3 by 2. Okay, upon x 1 by 2. So I can use 2 by 1. So 2 get cancelled. So theta is equal to tan inverse of root 3. You can go through the table. So theta is equal to, I can directly write pi by 3. Okay, so theta, once you get r and theta, you can find out the exponential term. You can write it z is equal to, what is the value of r? 1. What is the value of theta? E raised to I pi by 3. Now we want to find out the sixth power of the given complex number. We just transfer this complex number in the form of exponential form, this. So we want to find out z raised to 6 here. So e raised to I pi by 3, I pi by 3 raised to 6. So you will get e raised to I 2 pi. And if you just rewrite down the exponential by using the Euler's formula, cos 2 pi plus I sin 2 pi. So you will get the answer is 1. Okay. Now we want to find out the power of this complex number. Same process, if you go through the same process, find out r, the value of r you will get 1. And if you go through, theta is equal to tan inverse of minus sign here. So minus root 3 by 2 into 2 by 1. So you will get minus sign here. Okay, so tan inverse of minus theta is minus tan theta. So you will get minus pi by 3 value here. Okay, so once you get minus value here, so here also you will get minus value. So z is equal to e raised to minus pi by 3 and z raised to 6 is equal to e raised to minus pi by 3 raised to 6. and finally if you solve this, so e raised to minus 2 pi, I 2 pi, don't forget this I. Okay, so if you use Euler's formula, so you will get cos 2 pi minus I sin 2 pi. So cos 2 pi is 1 and sin 2 pi is 0. So this is also have the value 1. So 1 minus 1, the answer is 0. I hope you clear it. Now the next category is to find out the roots of the given complex number. We already solved the problems. So we know that nth root of z, the expected value is also r e raised to I theta, complex number only, I phi. Don't forget this. So n, and here we can write what is the value of z, r e raised to I theta is equal to r e raised to I phi. Because if you have given complex number and if you want to find out its roots of the complex number, so roots of complex number is also the complex number. That's why I have written the complex number in the form of exponential form, but only the different terms. Okay, so if you want to find out, if you compare it, we know that how to find out capital R, nth root of R, and we have find phi is equal to theta plus 2 pi k upon n. We already discussed in the earlier lecture. So for k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 up to dash n minus 1, right, where n is the roots of the complex number. So the problem is find out the square root of square root of, the problem is, yes, 1 plus root 3i, 1 plus root 3i. So whenever we want to find out the roots of the complex number, just simply transfer it into exponential form. So we need to find out x and y here. R is what? 1 square plus root 3 square. So R is equal to 2. So capital R, we want to find out capital R, and we want to find out roots of complex number is r e raised to I phi. So we want to find out capital R, which is equal to nth root of 2. So what is the square root of 2? So capital R is equal to square root of 2. Yes. What is the value of theta here now? I'm sorry, phi, which is equal to theta. What is theta? We have to find out theta here also. So theta is equal to tan inverse of, let me find out here. So we have to find out theta also. So theta is equal to tan inverse of, what is value of x? Yes, root 3 upon 1. So theta is equal to pi by 3. Right? Now we want to find out capital R. So capital R we already find out here, and we want to find out phi, which is equal to theta. Let me write down the formula, theta plus 2 pi k upon n. So for first root, if we take theta is equal to pi by 3, plus for the first root k start from 0, so 2 pi 0, 0 upon plus 0 upon n is equal to square 2. So z1 is equal to, phi, for z1 phi is equal to, so phi equal to pi by 6, and r is equal to root 2. So we can write z1 is equal to r e raised to I phi. What is the value of r? Root 2. What is the value of e raised to I phi? E raised to I pi by 6. Okay, so you can just simply rewrite down it. Okay, here I am going to write here root 2 outside and cos pi by 6 plus I sin pi by 6. So you will get root 2 as it is, and cos pi by 6 you can go through the table. So the answer is root 3 by 2 plus I. What is the value of sin pi by 6 is 1 by 2. So 1 by 2. So you will get the first root if you multiply it here. So root 6 upon 2 plus I root 2 by 2. This is the first root. Okay, very simple. Now the second root, because we want to find out square root, two roots, right? So second root, for second root, phi equal to, what is the value of theta? Pi by 3. Okay, for k is equal to 1 for second root, so 2 pi upon 2. So the answer is yes. Pi by 3. 7 pi by 3. 7 pi by 6. So therefore again, for Z2, r e raised to I phi. What is the value of r? Root 2. E raised to I 7 pi by 6. Again root 2 we can write cos 7 pi by 6 plus I sin 7 pi by 6. So if you go through the table, so root 2 and you will get minus sign here, minus root 3 by 2 plus I 1 by 2. So the root is Z2 equal to minus root 6 by 2 plus root 2 by 2. So this is the Z1 first root and this is the minus root. Now the next category is to determine the logarithm of the complex number. So the problem is find out log of minus 5. Find the value of log of minus 5. So first write down the given complex number. Z is equal to minus 5. That means x is equal to 0 and y is equal to, x is equal to minus 5 and y is equal to 0, because no imaginary term here in this complex number. So therefore find out r, which is equal to x square plus y square. So x square is 25 and 5 is the answer. Yes. Now find out theta, tan inverse of 0 by minus 5. So theta is equal to tan inverse of 0. So theta is equal to pi. Now we can rewrite this complex number into form of exponential form, r e raised to I theta. So therefore r is 5 and e raised to I pi. Now find out the log of z is equal to log of 5 into e raised to I pi. So log of 5, we can write the log of a into b log a plus log b e raised to I pi. So what is the value of log 5? You can use the log calc also, 1.6094 plus here I pi. So this is the value of the logarithmic value of this complex number. I hope it is clear. So you can solve the many problems that given in your books, unsolved problems, and we'll finish this module complex number here. And since from the next video lecture we are going to talk about the partial differentiation, new model, second model of the mathematical methods in physics. So I hope it is clear. Thank you very much.